Two men, one question, zero logic. React to that. Hello and welcome to episode 4 of React to That. Okay, that's a new one. Every other week, me and Joe get together and we discuss a topic where we have an idea, a view, or a plan, and we share how we'd get out of that situation, what we'd do in that situation, or how we would react to that. What's this week's episode, Joe?
This episode, we are going to cover villains who are actually heroes.
So they've been portrayed in media the wrong way, we say.
Exactly. A bit of misrepresentation, methinks.
Yes.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah?
Yep.
Should we just go?
Let's go. Mark, what have you got
Joe,
for me, bro?
I have gone quite deep. I searched my soul.
Yeah.
I searched Netflix.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Right.
Every piece of media from the 1930s to find my perfect villain who's actually a hero.
No.
So I went in depth.
You've got that the wrong way around.
No, it's a villain who's actually a hero.
Yeah, right.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I don't know what's going on. World.
Good start.
What's this, episode 3 or 4?
Yeah, we're not far in.
No.
So I've gone for a classic that everyone knows.
Right.
I thought I could go for some like really weird, like Korean soap opera that no one really knew about, so I could make a lie up.
Bullshit, basically.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
But I thought, no, I'm better than that.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't speak Korean, so I couldn't actually work out who was the evil one, who was the good one.
Well, we talked about Korea in the Olympics episode.
We did.
Yeah.
But this is the South. I don't think North Korea.
Oh,
have
no, we
any
only
sitcoms
mentioned North.
Or EastEnders. Ricky.
Do you reckon? I reckon they must have. Right. Anyway.
Yeah. We are going to get through this. Right. So
what a great enticement for any listener. We're going to get through this. 4 minutes in. Sit down.
Don't worry. I mean, you don't have to listen.
It's not a health and safety meeting.
We're not holding a gun to
people. You do have to listen.
Yeah.
That was very high pitched.
My PR isn't the best.
No.
Listen if you want. If you do, don't. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So I've chosen a character who I think we all grew up watching. Some of us maybe still watch, actually, saying that.
Yeah.
I don't think he's on anymore, but certainly growing up, he used to be kind of staple TV in the morning for me. It is Thomas and Jerry. Thomas and Gerald.
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
House cat and house mouse.
House mouse.
Do you get house mice?
You get field mice and dormice. Never understood the dormouse thing.
No.
Do they live indoors?
I don't know.
They live indoors. Brilliant.
It's ours, yeah. So we're all door humans.
We're door humans because we live indoors.
Clever. But I've gone for Tom, who I think in the show is portrayed as a villain.
Yes, I agree.
I'm going to put my evidence forward.
Okay.
And prove that he's in fact the hero.
Right.
And it is Jerry.
Yeah.
The little shit.
Yeah.
Who's the villain.
Right, okay.
Okay.
I'm here for it.
So, this has taken a lot of kind of lived experience that I have owning cats. And the cats were first domesticated to help save people's like grain and food stores from dirty mice who would come in and eat them.
You've gone fully back in the history of the domestication of cats.
This is a history lesson.
Jesus fucking
So for the next 40 minutes, I'd like to...
Suddenly. Yeah.
No, I've not gone deep. House cats kind of domesticated themselves.
Yeah.
Humans thought, well, they also get rid of rodents. They protect our food stores.
Yeah.
Keep them around. Give them a tin of whiskers every night, and they're happy.
Well, that did happen in ancient Egypt, yes.
It did. Maybe that's where they came from.
Whiskers?
Yeah.
Felix.
So it's a cat's job...
Yeah.
To secure the house from any domestic threat. So Tom's there. He's been employed.
Yeah.
He has his house.
Yes.
His job is to protect it.
Yes.
To protect the family's food store.
Yes.
To protect it from vermin.
Yes.
To protect the food. If a mouse bites you,
yeah,
that's like TB or... So you've got this poor family. Maybe have a sick kid. We never know.
You're right.
Vulnerable.
Yes.
Poor autoimmune system, so they need to make sure that there's no diseases or nothing in the house that could harm their poor child.
I don't think a mouse biting you would give you TB. If a cat bites you, you have to go and get an injection.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, cats have always bit me.
But drawn blood?
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, you need to go to get an injection.
Oh. Anyway, so Tom has been...
Explains your massive head.
He's been bought.
Yes, he's been bought. He's
been
got a
brought
job
in,
to do. Yes.
And they've said, young Tom.
Thomas?
Because I think they start from like kittens, don't they, all the way up to adulthood.
That is how a cat starts.
No, I mean in Tom and Jerry, they have like
Oh,
Tom
right.
Juniors. So you know he's been there since a kitten.
Yes.
He's been brought up and trained specifically for the job.
Yes.
To protect the house.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have this outsider, this disease-ridden, hungry little scamp.
Yeah.
It would be okay if he just went around, like, stay in his wall,
Yes.
nip out. I mean, he's made a bloody hole in the wall. It's so obvious. You never see a mouse hole. Anyway,
No, well, yeah.
if you have a house, you've got a mouse, keep himself to himself.
Yeah.
He's living there rent-free. That's another issue. But he doesn't just go out, steal food and drink, and take it back. He torments that poor cat, terrorising it. He causes emotional harm, physical harm.
Any other harms that you can think of?
I can't think of anything.
Right.
But they're two big ones that you don't want to do.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's Tom's nature and his job to protect the house
Okay.
and get the rabbit, I was going to say, the mouse out.
Get that rabbit out of the hat. Get that mouse out the door.
Every day, he wakes up feeling like a failure.
Fucking
His
hell,
family
man.
are saying, there's a fucking mouse still here, mate. What are you doing? We're going to get another cat. We're going to take you to the shelter. And you know what they do there?
When you say his family, I'm pretty sure I've only ever seen a woman and a dog.
Exactly, because the mother, the child is so sick and bedridden. It's stuck upstairs.
Do you ever see any other humans in Tom and Jerry? Because all you ever see is the legs anyway, isn't it? Yeah, so he's
Maybe.
made a kid ill. Right.
So that's what he's doing. Now I've got cats. I've got 3 of them.
One of them's blind.
Some of them are... Well, they're a bit shit cats, if I'm going to be honest. One of them will...
Fucking hell.
Like, I wake up in the morning, open the kitchen door, because we lock them out now.
What is this, a
And
fucking
they'd be
dance
like,
hall song?
It'd be like... what film had the horse's head in the bed? Was it Goodfellas or
It was Godfather.
Godfather? There's like rats and vole and mice heads just laying around. And
In your
random
bed?
augers. No, in downstairs.
Oh, grim.
In the
yeah.
kitchen. But we only started locking them out a few years ago. When we first got them, the amount of times we woke up at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
because one of the cats had brought a live mouse in,
Oh, yeah.
dropped it,
Yeah.
and then lost all interest.
That's what they do.
So we're like 3 o'clock
Wankers.
in the morning, lifting the bed up, trying to find a random
Jesus
mouse to take out.
Christ.
So yeah, they still do that. The amount of times they come in meowing,
Yeah.
and you go, oh God, what have they done? Open the door, and there's a live mouse in their mouth,
Oh,
and they just
God.
drop it.
Yeah.
And I think they're trying to make us, I don't know, work for our money. They want to
That's
see
the
us
age-old
do
thing,
our-
that they're trying to
our
give you a gift or
skills.
teach you to hunt.
I think that's the teaching one. So they just drop it and then they lose all interest. I've had 3 cats in the living room, with
Yeah.
the door closed and a mouse running around, and they've done fuck all about it. I've been sat there watching TV, hadn't seen a cat for a day or two, and the mouse.
Day or two?
Yeah, I'm exaggerating slightly.
Right, okay.
And then you see a mouse run past you
Oh, God.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I know what it's like to live with a mouse who is unwanted.
Yes.
This family have lived with this mouse for 30 odd years, maybe longer. I don't know when Tom and Jerry was first published.
I don't know, but it must be a very old cat.
But you've got like a 40, 50-year-old house. Frail people as well now.
Yeah.
The geriatrics.
Yeah.
They're
Jerry.
collecting exactly, another
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So I know what it's like to live with an enemy. Someone who could kill you.
Are we talking about the cats?
No, the mouse.
Yeah.
So I know what it's like to live in that situation. So I side with Tom, who is portrayed as being this really nasty, angry cat there to kill. I don't even know if it's killed, just to catch
Yeah. And do
this
what
mouse.
with it, Mark?
We never know.
No.
I don't know if he's ever caught it. It might just be to catch it, trap it, and kick him out. But it's in his nature.
Yeah.
That's his job description.
Right.
HR must be down his neck constantly for underperforming.
Definitely.
And as I say, this mouse is just taking the piss.
His annual
He's a
review must
bad
be
neighbour.
a fucking nightmare.
He's just, yeah,
Well, he's not a neighbour, is he? He's a squatter.
he's a squatter.
He is.
If I started living in your house,
I wouldn't
squatting,
mind that.
If I cut a hole in your wall and started living in there,
I'd mind that.
and then coming out and tormenting John, your
Yeah.
cat, would you like that?
Well, you see,
Like with explosives?
American houses have wall spaces in them a lot
Yeah.
of the time, whereas British houses, because they tend to be a bit older, are brick.
Yeah.
In fact, being older is bollocks because 70. Oh, fucking anyway. So I don't know if you'd be able to quite do that. But if you came around to my house and made a big hole, but just to cycle back a little bit to your examples of your cats,
Yeah.
they're bringing those mice in.
Yeah, but we don't know how Jerry got in. It could have been. It could have been.
But
Fred.
your cats are
It could
therefore
have
the
been-
villain in that one, aren't they?
Yeah, but I'm not talking about my cats. I'm talking about Tom.
Oh, sorry. When you were talking about your cats for 3 minutes, we weren't talking about.
No, that was it.
All right.
No, that was an example of how I know what it's like to live.
I see.
In a
Sorry, I
house
completely
with an
missed that.
unwanted
Right.
mouse.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
I thought it was quite clear. So you had probably Frank and Jerry was the show that never got aired beforehand, and Frank was the cat who caught Jerry.
Is this true?
No. But then if Jerry's been brought in, it's kind of not his fault because he's been taken from his home. and
Well, this is what I'm
abducted.
saying. And then he's made a nest.
Yeah, so I'm going to scrap that.
Okay.
And Jerry has just barged in. The
Yes.
door's been open. He just ran in.
Yeah.
Made himself a home.
Yeah.
Almost
Wanker.
killed the child because of his diseases.
I don't know if there's a child
And so
in
the
it.
family have brought Tom in to do the job.
Mate,
Hero.
yeah.
A hero, an uncalled hero. People
Yeah.
actually hate the work he does. A bit like, and this is going to divide. some
Where are we
people,
going now?
Parking attendants.
Who likes parking attendants?
I respect them.
You
Because-
lying
no.
bastard.
No, because if you park
Yeah.
like an absolute knob,
It's not just that though, is
you,
it?
you think without them, you get people just parking on the pavements all over, willy-nilly.
Well, I'm not denying that humans are fundamental. Beat that. Sorry, Mark. After last week, I'm not denying that.
No.
But I think you're talking about nature, right? There's an old argument there: nature, nurture.
Yeah.
Right. So by nature,
It's just still that traffic wardens.
it is. So you're telling me someone grows up who's born pre-programmed that they're gonna be a traffic warden, or is the nurture argument come into it? So
No human goes in thinking I'm going to be a data scientist.
a data scientist. That was the next job that you could think
Well, I
of.
was thinking no one's a child in terms of like nature.
Yeah.
If you think about 100 years ago,
Yeah.
there wasn't data scientists, people working
Well, there would
with
have
IT.
been. Well, not with IT. Well, there would have been different
Well, IT
things,
data.
Mark.
No, what you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like early cavemen.
That's 100 years ago.
It was give or ish.
Right, sorry, yeah.
They were.
It's a very extreme part of Christianity that you believe in.
They weren't looking at JavaScript.
No, they
Whereas
weren't.
now you've got people working on JavaScript, so you can't use
Right.
that nature versus nurture.
JavaScript. So how modern is your IT knowledge? How's your MySpace page doing? Is
It's
it
great.
Right.
I spent so long getting the coolest song. Some people went into it.
Oh god, I fucking hate it.
But yeah, parking attendants, they do a job that no one wants to do. You get abused for it.
Yeah.
But without them,
Yeah.
you'll have people parking everywhere.
Yeah.
People who are disabled can't get onto the ramp or the pavement because some idiots parked in their way or used a disabled
Well,
bay.
that still happens, Mark.
Yeah, but you've got a deterrent there. It's like crime. If you get away with, like, the police,
The
police are
deterrent's
there.
right.
and crime still happens. But more crime might happen if it wasn't for the police.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for parking attendants, people wouldn't feel as kind of nervous that they're going to get fined.
Yeah.
So they just park anywhere. Whereas that attendant, just the presence of them,
Yeah.
and I've never got a ticket. Well, actually, I have got a few tickets.
Right. Okay. So yeah.
But it's my own fault for parking where I shouldn't have done.
No.
So it's,
On top of that old woman.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
she was fuming.
Yeah, she would be cheaper than clamps.
Literally, she was under the car
She was
fumes.
melted on me. But cynical part of me, yeah,
Yeah.
right.
You
Parking
just like to
attendant.
pretend to be like a rebel, though. You pretend to like be against the system.
No, I don't. I park completely
I-
normally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with park? If you see a car parked,
My problem is, right, and
Yeah.
again, it's just playing devil's advocate. Part of it is my opinion, but like parking attendants or traffic wardens, you'll only see in areas where they're bound to find somebody who
Yeah.
has parked incorrectly. Because unfortunately, the nature of this bureaucracy and capitalist society that we live in is all money driven. Are they not targeted?
they're targeted in high areas where, like, if you think of like a country street, they don't have.
Yeah.
No
So they have an
parking
incentive.
because it's safe. There's less traffic.
Yeah,
And it's not as bad to park there. If you're in a major city and someone parks there, they could block like bus routes, they could block pavements,
yeah.
they could
So
block
it's all
the mother and the
concentrated around
child.
cities and stuff like that.
Tom and Jerry's wife.
I forgot we were
No,
talking
not
about
the
that.
dog. Not Tom's wife. That's a bit weird.
Tom's owner.
owners.
Yeah,
He's there with a sick son, remember, in
Yeah.
a wheelchair.
I don't
And they
remember that.
can't cross the road
No.
because some buffoon has parked their
There's a
Land
chicken
Rover
in the way. Yeah,
right in the middle,
right.
and you're happy with that.
Mark,
You
I
celebrate that with
bet
it. It's
you-
your car.
I could abandon my car in your road.
Yeah, but it's not restricted, so you can do. You're allowed to park it.
Well, it's not. It was against the highway code to leave it in the middle of the road.
Oh, in the middle of the road. Yeah.
I would leave it there.
But you'd be happy with
admittedly,
that.
all the neighbours.
This is my argument. You're doing for
I'm
me.
not
So
saying-
you'd be happy with that.
Not me, but some people don't give a shit, Mark.
Exactly.
Humanity is divided into two. Obviously, all broad church, whatever. Great program actually. But it's a broad field. You get people who are considerate and people who aren't considerate.
Exactly. So you need the people like traffic wardens to
The same fuckers who
Stop.
leave nearly all the milk's nearly gone in an office, and they'll leave a slight bit in there. They use the coffee spoon for the sugar.
yeah.
People don't say fact. I've talked about people not saying fact.
Yeah.
This all relates, right?
Yeah. And your
Wankers.
your rule, your law was
Yeah.
because people weren't acting.
Was don't be a sorry.
So people weren't acting in a certain way.
Yeah.
You want to bring a law in
Yes.
to go against what you think the social value should be. So why
No,
isn't a traffic
I am
warden
being
the same?
cynical. I'm being cynical about the.
You're just starting an argument for the sake of it.
Yeah, but we've got to fill out this time, Mark.
Yeah.
That's the
How long have we
problem.
done? Let's just check the time.
Yeah,
We're almost through it, don't we, guys?
I completely agree with you
So traffic
about
wardens,
Tom and Jerry. I don't.
we want to
let's
endorse.
just
We want to
leave
endorse
that-
traffic wardens.
I don't hate
For
them.
too long, Joe.
Right.
For too long.
Yes.
Have they been downtrodden?
Traffic wardens.
They've been the butt of jokes. They've got insult for doing their job.
Yeah.
Enough's enough. I'm going to make a stand.
Well, don't
React
stand
to
on a
that
double yellow line.
Podcast supports you. If you're listening to it as a traffic warden,
This-
if you're listening to this and you've parked incorrectly and a traffic warden's coming up to your car or you've been fined,
Yeah.
don't listen to us. You're
But
banned.
if you've pulled over on the side of the road to change episode or to listen to this, that's fine.
Yes, and if
Right,
you actually
okay.
say to the traffic warden,
Yeah, react to that.
react to that, you'll be fine.
They'll be all about that stuff. Well, we can agree to
So-
disagree.
So Tom
Yeah.
is... I don't think I'm going to win you over with the traffic warden, but I am quite passionate about that.
I've only had
Strangely
one incident.
so.
Right.
I've never thought about it.
Years ago, yeah, in Blackpool, I was doing a gig.
Oh,
right?
big man.
Bit of a flex. I was doing a gig and I was late. So I don't know if you've ever been to Blackpool. It's a seaside town where typically in the 1970s, everybody who hated their children took them there to use the arcades. It's a nightmare to park in Blackpool.
I've taken Jacob to use the arcades and I like him.
Okay, great.
So
Moving on from bad parenting.
stereotype doesn't translate.
Mark just moved his hand in the most disgusting way
So I'm
of
rubbing my eye.
satisfaction. Oh, right, okay. It was just the way that you looked at it like some sort of Italian chef. So, yeah, I went to Blackpool,
Okay.
pulled up
To a gig.
to a gig.
Sold out?
No. What's it for?
No, I mean, did you sell out? You did.
No,
You're doing covers,
perhaps that's what would have got some people in. Although I did that very gig, right? Because obviously I'm from Preston, but everybody else who I was in the group with was from Blackpool.
Yeah.
So someone on the stage went, "Oh, and welcome, blah blah blah, from Preston." And I just got fucking booed because obviously Blackpool and
football.
Preston have a bit of a rivalry, yeah. But
Are you sure you're remembering that?
this was
right?
before I did any music. Then the
So you
boos
say-
were for different reasons.
So when did the booze happen straight away when they said you were from Preston? Or did they
Yes.
say, this is Joe from Preston,
20 minutes.
20 minutes set, and then they started booing?
No. It was like before the set
Right.
started, so it really didn't set me up for a good time. And also, on top of that, hard to park in Blackpool. I parked somewhere that I thought was in front of someone's house, and then when I went back to my car at like 1 a.m, it had been towed away.
Yeah.
Right? It cost me £400 to get that car
Okay.
back.
That's different, I think. That's not a traffic warden towing.
No,
They're
but
not that strong.
I don't know the legitimacy of that. I'm not going to go into it too much, but I thought you couldn't enforce anyway. Fuck it. So that's the closest thing I've ever had. I've never had a parking ticket or anything.
Yeah, I have.
But all right, okay. Let's put a
So-
slight twist on this.
So there we go.
Would
Tom is
Jerry?
the arbiter of good.
Yeah.
Jerry is...
I mean, it's very grey. This, Mark.
It's not. It's black and white.
It isn't.
Anyone who... Okay, I'm going to bring a mouse and drop it into your house.
My cat's done that. You know, he dropped a rat in the front
Yeah,
room.
I'm going to do that.
We've talked about that
Every time
before.
we get a cat,
Yeah.
a mouse, a vole, or a rat in this house,
Mark,
I'm going to
if
capture
you
it,
come to my house,
drive it to your house, and post it to the letterbox. And
I
you
am
can't
not a
say
violent
anything
man.
because you're happy about
well,
it.
I can say something
Because
about
I'm
it.
posting the hero through the letterbox. Why wouldn't you want loads of heroes in your letterbox?
Miniature
house.
heroes.
Why wouldn't you?
Well,
Argument done.
I've got some miniature heroes in my pocket.
Now I'm doing a hand.
It's like a Mars.
Have you got a little Mars?
There you go,
Thank
a
you.
little Mars.
I'm not going to eat it because
no, but
no
it's
one wants to
a
hear
little
that.
gift between people. So,
Colleagues.
friends.
So that is my villain who is actually a hero.
Okay, would Jerry still be the villain if
Yeah.
Tom wasn't a cat?
Or
Say if Tom was a dog.
Yeah. It doesn't
Okay.
matter what animal he is. Jerry is...
The fundamental part of your argument is that Tom's nature is to look after the home.
I said nature and his job.
Okay, and for some strange reason, protect the food stores, which is a sentence I've not heard since 1752.
And save Tom's family's sick child.
Okay, so if it wasn't... Sorry,
disease.
I forgot the sickly child. Okay, so if Tom was another mouse,
Yeah.
would Jerry be the villain then? If
Well,
it was
what's the-
literally two sadistic mice.
Well, no, because then you've just removed the hero and introduced another villain.
Got to be honest with you, Mark. It's very hard
like-
to think of a twist.
It's like saying, watching Game of Thrones, if
Yeah.
you remove Ned and replace him with Tyrion Lannister,
Yeah.
which one's the hero, which one's the villain? They're still both...
That
you just replaced...
Is the entire foundation of this podcast is that you change the situation. Can he speak? He can't, can he?
He's a cat. How many cats do you know that speak?
How many cats do you know that have access to Acme TNT and like can survive being whatever is blown up?
One.
Who is it?
Tom.
Tom. Thank you. Right, okay. I mean, I must admit, I agree.
Oh, so I've won you over. Did you come into
You
this
haven't won me
argument-
over. I came into this argument agreeing with you to
Oh,
be a
right.
certain extent. As soon as you started mentioning Tom and Jerry, I was like, yeah, Jerry is kind of the villain. But he's a lovable rogue.
Kinda. Is.
Well, yeah, he is. But, you know, it's not black and white, I'm saying.
bit like Catch the Pigeon. That
Who's
might
the
be-
villain there? The pigeon?
No.
No.
So it's nothing like that. Joe,
Hi.
I have won the podcast, so I think we just call it a day.
Yeah, that's it. Enjoy your Mars.
Actually, we've got a bit of filler to do. Do you want to just do your... I know you've done a bit of research.
I have done a little bit of research.
So just 30 seconds, will that do?
It probably will do. I mean, if you keep talking and having gaps in your sentences, then it'll be about 20 minutes. Can't go. Just a couple... Will that do? Oh, fucking hell.
I
You do
continue the conversation in my head.
Do it. I know you do. Like, I don't think I hear half of the stuff that you meant to be saying.
The annoying thing is, the things I don't say are the good bits.
Yeah, well, you're editing yourself.
I filter the wrong bits out.
You're
So Joe,
doing
you have,
yourself a disservice.
Joe, you have got a villain who is actually a hero to share with me.
I have.
Will it be as good as Tom and Jerry?
I'd say
Debatable.
Yeah. Well,
Let's find
it will
out.
be debatable.
Sit
So-
back, enjoy, get your parking ticket, and listen to Joe make the worst argument you'll ever hear.
It won't be a very good argument, but mine...
You meant to pick yourself up. You
Sorry,
used
this
to
will
be
be
a
the
high
greatest
man,
argument.
didn't
No, I wasn't. You cheeky fucking bastard. I was getting booed in Blackpool. Right, my choice.
you? You're getting booed and moved.
It's not a cow. I was just in a field.
Booed and moved.
Get off. The Wicked Witch of the West.
This is going to be hard.
Right, that's what she said.
So this is from
Sorry.
The Wizard of Oz.
This is from The Wizard of Oz.
Little Dorothy.
Dorothy. So, this is the
Famously
film
known
version.
as being the what?
There's books, many books
The
about
what?
the Wizard of Oz. So
Oh,
this
yeah.
is the film, the age-old film that we've all seen.
And what's her name again?
The Wicked Witch of the West.
What's the first word?
The
Oh, okay, the second one.
Yeah, but who's telling that narrative, Mark?
Ah. I mean, if you've got the word wicked in your name.
Well, who gave her that name? I don't think she does she refer to herself as the Wicked Witch?
Oh, yeah.
Does she? Perhaps she owns it.
Do you know?
She might own it. Well, don't worry about that.
Because I'm going to be a lot more confident if you don't.
Right, okay. So this is the film version. Like I say, I've not read any of the books. There does seem to be a few subtle differences between the
there?
books and the films, such as the shoes are silver, not red. Bees
Doesn't
are
that
involved
change anything?
somewhere. She's got a slave army, which is kind of evil.
She's got that in the film.
And she's got 3 armies in the books. She's got bees, slaves,
Yeah.
and then she doesn't actually have the monkey army. She has some sort of weird thing
Right.
that means she can use the monkey army 3 times. And the third time she uses it is when it goes and gets Dorothy.
So tell me more how the slave owner was a hero.
Well, like I say, this is the film version, right? Okay. I am not taking that bait. So, side note, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but if you want to feel like you're on drugs, watch The Return to Oz. Have you ever seen this?
Is that like a second?
It-
Apparently,
yeah.
Wizard of Oz, there was like cocaine in the snow. Is
What,
that right
what
film?
on the film set?
Yeah. But I've never seen I didn't know there was a Return to Oz.
It's on Disney Plus.
It's like a comedy.
in the UK. It's absolutely. The film starts off, and it's a legit film. It's made by Disney. It is the
Right.
sequel to it. It's not some sort of hooky weird stuff, but it starts off with Dorothy getting electroshock therapy, Wow. I am not joking.
The same Dorothy?
Well, it's not the same one, but it's almost like...
the same actress.
I was going to say, Judy Garland, it's slightly different, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know how old she'd be at that point, because I think Return to Oz came out like 80s, 90s, so it's quite a long time after. None of this information has been verified. But, so it starts with so it's post her coming back from Oz to Kansas.
Yeah.
And obviously they're treating it as that she's had some sort of psychotic break or some sort of mental illness.
Which she probably will.
Well, you think so, but they obviously don't believe in Oz. So what they're doing is electroshock therapy to get over. She's basically got PTSD.
Yeah.
So she's laid in bed, and you can see these things. And then she ends up going to Oz. The villain in this one is called like the Gnome King.
The Gnome King.
The Gnome King, and all he does is go egg. He's like scared of chickens or something. Right. I don't know. But there's these villains in it called the Wheelies.
The Wheelies.
Wheelies, and it's effectively tall people with roller skates on the hands.
I think I've seen images of this.
Yeah, they're terrifying because they like scream and stuff like that. And there's also a moose-headed couch that flies.
Okay.
It's mental. I remember watching it for the first time when I was in college.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you mean the first time? How many times have you watched it?
I've watched it a few times. Honestly, I watched it when I saw it was on Disney Plus. I watched it again.
Right.
Rachel didn't watch it with me because I think she didn't want to do. So, you're the Wicked Witch of the West, yeah? Imagine you're the Wicked Witch of the West.
Are we back on the main bar? That was a sidebar.
That's the sidebar. We're back in the main bar. Right, okay. So you're the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yes, the Wicked Witch.
You're the Witch of the West.
The Wicked Witch of the West. Or it could be like, you know when you used to call people wicked?
Yeah.
Oh, it's wicked that.
Yeah.
Wicked. Well, you used to do that with your fingers.
Fuck me.
You remember when you used to slap your... I think I...
In 1997. What?
You know when you used to like just slap your index
I'm
finger?
sure that's a myth. That when
you crack your knuckles, that's a myth. That's just air leaving. You don't get arthritis. Arthritis.
Yeah.
You don't get arthritis coming round, knocking your door.
Yeah.
Mr.
I've heard you've been cracking your knuckles. Hi, Arthur.
Fuck off.
So you're the Wicked Witch of the West, yeah?
Still.
You've got a skin condition.
Oh, God.
Right? You were self-conscious about your nose.
Yeah. Is a nose ever pointed out? Well, I don't think that's a feature that they mention.
Remember, but it is, right?
Something you noticed.
So you only wear black clothes, and you've got a flying monkey army. It must be a nightmare to keep clean.
I feel like you've like combined wearing black and having an army of evil monkeys under one.
Well, I don't know if the monkeys are evil because they're just doing what's in their nature, aren't they, Mark?
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Flying and causing harm.
Exactly. And if you get the slightest bit of
flying monkeys.
Well, if they were mice, then if you get the slightest bit wet, you're up shit creek.
Yeah.
Right? So it's difficult. And then you hear someone's dropped a house on your sister's head.
Yeah.
And not only that, they've nicked her shoes.
Okay.
Right, okay. So it's an ominous title. I'll give you that. Well, you'd be very miffed.
Yeah.
Wicked Witch of the West. I agree. Ominous title. But
I do like how you say, is that a title other people have given her?
It is, because the Munchkins or the Lollipop Guild or whatever the fuck they're called, whoever they are, they tell Dorothy, Wicked Witch. Dorothy hasn't met the witch.
No.
She doesn't know, but she just takes them at their word straight away. So she's like, it's the Wicked Witch of the West. She has made a presumption and become prejudiced based on what
her looks and...
Well, she doesn't even know what she looks like.
No.
She's just saying, Wicked Witch of the West, that's fine. I've killed her sister. I've nicked her shoes. I feel justified now because it's the Wicked Witch of the West. Before then, nobody gives a shit. So...
Are you saying she's evil then?
Dorothy.
Is she...
Knobhead.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, right? I like the dog. Toto's fine. Great song.
Yeah.
You know? No, that's the name of the band, isn't it? Hold the Line, Africa. Name a third Toto song.
Africa remix.
So she's heard one Slow Story. That's a great song. She doesn't have it all or any of the facts.
Who's
Dorothy?
Dorothy.
She's just fucking around. And all she is focused on, selfishly, is getting home. Right?
I mean, if you're what I imagine, 13, 14-year-old...
She's a young child, yeah.
And you've somehow been transported to this...
tornado.
Faraway place.
Yeah.
Where everything looks different.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
We're not. Would your first reaction not be, I need to get home?
Other good band, Kansas.
Yeah.
If
Surely that's part of her nature.
You're telling me if you dropped a house on someone's head, accidentally or deliberately, whatever, your first reaction would be like, oh, fucking hell. You wouldn't be like, and then some small people come up to you and say, it's all right, it's the Wicked Witch of the West. Oh, fuck her then, let's have her shoes. That isn't...
It's not the Wicked Witch.
No,
it?
it's a sister or
Yeah.
cousin. What is it? The Wicked Witch of the East or something?
Oh, is it? Is she also a wicked witch?
Again, in the books, there's more than those two witches.
Yeah.
I've not read the books, but I did some because that slave army. Do you know what the name of the land's called? Winky County.
Winky County.
Think about
It's
that.
the Winkies.
Yeah, exactly. So, can you? I don't know what more of an argument I could put towards that.
Yeah, I mean, it's very
Prejudiced.
Well,
Thank you very much.
They are good points.
They are, right? And then she wanders onto this yellow brick road,
Yeah.
right? Doesn't know where it's going. She then meets a few other prejudiced people along the way. A scarecrow,
Lion.
Tin Man.
Man.
Who's like a woodsman. And again, I don't know why I'm referring to what I've read in Wikipedia about the
I was
book.
going to say, you know a lot about the books for someone who's never read it.
I'm good at that. It's basically my English GCSE came from that going, yeah. Source, Wikipedia. So yeah, I believe that I'll concede
There's a few things in her character which
halfway through the film.
she's not good.
No, she's an anti-hero.
Yeah.
So, and, Uncle Hero's also there. Good one. So, I will concede that as the film goes on, she isn't necessarily good, but I would argue that is in retaliation to the actions.
Okay.
If someone, like Mark, you've got a sibling, God forbid someone dropped a house on them.
Honestly, I used to worry about that constantly.
This is what I'm saying. And it was very windy the other week.
It was. My
A
bin
bin
blew
blew
over.
There you go.
Yeah, you heard about my bin.
I did hear about it, yeah. So, you'd be fucked off, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And you'd be more fucked off if they then took her shoes,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know if I'd recognise my
course-
sister's shoes.
But you've got a ball. You can see. I'm sure she's got a crystal ball or a mirror or something.
Well, my sister.
The witch.
Wait.
The Witch of the West, right? So I do believe that she is the hero.
Okay.
She's like an avenger.
Yeah.
She's seeking vengeance for the vicious murder of her sister and the robbery that followed.
Okay.
Okay? That is my stance.
I've got a few I've got one clarifying question. If you'd
Right.
just amuse me for a little bit.
I will try.
So
Not done that to the listeners so far.
I've picked out 8 things that the witch does.
8.
Notice I'm not called Wicked Witch.
Call the witch.
I've noticed 8 things the witch does that portrays her character, I think.
8.
8 things. Okay. So she's conquered the Winkies and treats them as slaves.
Right. Are you on Wikipedia now?
No, I've made notes.
Right. That's not
As I
in
said,
the
I've
film,
watched it
though.
3 times.
But that's not in the film.
Okay, but it's still...
So no, that point's gone.
Okay, 7 things.
Right.
So she remains in
Is it in
power
the
by
film?
using her army of flying monkeys to do her bidding.
But can only use them 3 times.
Okay.
Every person in power uses an army.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
She uses fear and cruelty, keep in charge. She
Done.
fails to show any remorse for her dead sister. So your whole argument of it affecting her, she shows
We don't know.
absolutely no remorse.
No, we do not know if she shows remorse or not because it's not a biopic. For all we know, you go to the Witch of the West's castle, do some filming, go back to whatever Dorothy's pissing about doing. During that time, for all we know, she could be a fucking mess.
Well, okay.
Right? But could she cry?
Well,
Her face would melt.
oh, yeah. How does
That's
go to
why
the
she
toilet?
doesn't show any remorse.
How does she go to the toilet? Or sweat?
Well, toilet-wise, it's just going to go straight out of you, innit?
Yeah.
If you do a good squat,
But when she was like a baby...
well, that's the parents' problem.
Anyway, I'm going to keep on going.
Yeah.
She threatens to drown Toto.
Yeah, okay, I can see that point.
Okay. She captures Dorothy
Good.
and traps her and locks her away in a dungeon.
Yeah,
What they called the Tin Man, Scarecrow, and Lion.
yeah,
Go to the castle to free Dorothy.
yeah.
And the witch threatens to kill them.
Well, they've
All
come
3
to
of
her
them.
house.
Yeah, to free the person enslaved.
Who killed her sister?
The witch decides to kill Dorothy last.
Yeah.
So she can watch all 3 of her friends die separately.
Yeah.
And so the friends will suffer and then she'll suffer even more and then be killed.
Revenge.
Still happy with this?
Oh, well, I mean, I
And then
wasn't
the
happy
7th
at the dog drowning bit, to be honest
The
with you.
7th point was she sets the Scarecrow on fire.
He-
So I'm just wondering...
Let's be completely
I'm just-
honest, right?
Most people would, even the most objective person would say,
Yeah.
they are traits of someone who is a bit of a wrong 'un.
Life isn't black and white.
Life
Many shades
life
of grey.
isn't, but
Or green.
But threatening to drown dogs.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Killing friends first so
Fine.
you can watch it.
That scarecrow was a dick.
We talked about
Right.
so it deserves to be set on fire. So people you think so people who don't open the door say thank you deserve to be.
Do we really want to
actually,
open
no,
that? Okay. Right. Okay.
So you're thinking.
It's a good argument, to be fair. I mean,
I'm just wondering.
I had forgotten about threatening to drown Toto, and that is a big
I'm just wondering if you agree
Everything else,
that
though.
they're the actions of a hero.
Sometimes
Not
a
a villain.
hero does the hard. Have you ever seen the Christian Bale, Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy?
Yes,
Sometimes you need that, right?
that was actually gonna be one of my
Go on.
people. What's his name?
Who are you going to pick?
Who's the
Bane,
main guy?
Two-Face, Joker,
No, who's the main
Batman,
in Batman Returns? No, what's the first Batman Begins?
Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, he was going to be mine
Really?
because he's doing it to save the planet and save the world.
Yeah.
He's basically doing what's that
But you could do
purple
that.
fella from
I was going to
Marvel
say Thanos. You could say that for him.
called? That's what he's doing.
But then there's a lot of death involved there, Mark.
Oh yeah, I'm saying it's not good.
So he could be killing. She could be killing. And also, the Wizard of Oz, fucking knobhead.
Yeah, but that shouldn't then
Hiding behind a
reflect back
curtain.
on-
Pervert.
I'd be
as far as I
hiding
can
with
tell.
the Wicked Witch enslaving people.
Nowhere near, though. He's in the bloody
You still know
Emerald
about
City.
it.
Yeah, but it's a long way from Winky County. You've got to go all the way up the A55. and it's always roadworks.
The Lee Road's yellow.
I know, exactly.
Cobblestone,
Yeah. Can you
if I
imagine keeping that clean? The amount of pressure washing,
Yeah.
all the water
I'd
around.
love that actually.
Oh, you would. All the water around. No wonder she's frightened.
Yeah.
I mean, several things I've got to concede there. Dog drowning, fine.
Murdering.
Torturing. Well, the
Torturing.
murdering bit.
Locking up 14-year-old girls.
Who's a murderer?
She didn't do it.
She squashed her.
She did she? So
Her house.
So her house did it.
Yeah.
So she didn't do it.
Right. Okay. So if you were driving a car, and that doesn't work.
If someone's working in your house, Joe, like
Yeah.
an electrician,
Yeah.
and they do something wrong,
Yeah.
and they electrocute themselves and die,
Yeah.
should that electrician's brother then drown?
Now, not in my
your cat?
house. However, if it was
But
a
then
place
it's your-
of business,
but it's your
you
no.
need insurance against that, don't you?
Yeah, but Dorothy doesn't need insurance. Her house isn't a business.
I don't know how things work in Kansas. Admittedly.
I do. I
Right,
studied
okay.
law.
But even
Kansas
then,
law.
outside, if someone
It's an accident. It's not good, but it's not Dorothy's
no, but
fault.
you're in an emotional state there, aren't they? So if someone
Yeah, but you're not
kills,
rational.
well, rationality. Where does that come into it?
If I was walking down the road and my neighbour's bin got blown over and hit me on the head,
Yeah,
I'm not blaming my neighbour.
no, but if they nicked your shoes after that,
Yeah,
that shows a lack of remorse or care or
Yeah,
concern.
it's a bit iffy.
No one checks if she's alive.
Yeah, but
I
she's
mean-
got no shoes and she's in a strange land.
Well, she
You
had
find some
shoes originally. Where are her shoes? This is what confuses me. She lands in a house, right? Her shoes are surely inside that house. If not, spare pair.
Yeah, but she might not have been wearing shoes when she got
She's
abducted by
in the
wind.
house. She's in the house.
What you got on your feet right now?
But we're in your house.
We're in a house and
So-
you've not got shoes on.
No, but if this house
I've not
span
got
off
shoes
into
on.
our... No, but if this house... You've got slippers on. But if
I'm
this
not gonna
house
walk
span
around
off into Oz, Mark,
a
I'm getting
mystical
very
land.
annoyed with you. And then the house landed on someone.
Yeah.
What would you do before you left the door? Put your fucking
I don't
shoes
think
on.
I'd leave the door. I think I'd just stay.
If a lot of people came up singing, you'd probably leave the door.
Yeah, I'd actually
Yeah.
lock the door if that happened.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah. But I mean, I've not read the books. Can it maybe? Please watch Return to Oz.
I will do.
Honestly, and I can't wait for that. I will concede, I am more on board with the Jerry being a villain than I am with
The witch.
the witch being a hero.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a hard sell, I think,
it is a hard sell.
with the whole enslavement.
Out of your 8 and 7 points, 4 of them are
Entrapment.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
Just 4. Which ones are you happy with?
most action... I don't like the Scarecrow. Most action films or anything like that, it's always about vengeance, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
But it's vengeance, and that's the evil person.
Yeah.
That's the person who's bad is getting the
who
vengeance.
brought her to Oz? I forgot about this. Why is she there?
I think we've made a mistake, Joe.
Go on.
We're talking about a film that we've not watched.
When was the last time you watched Tom and Jerry?
Yeah,
I
but you
have
know
read
it's
Wikipedia.
It's very simple. It's
Well,
a very
this is
simple
quite
concept.
simple.
But going
Also-
into detail about how she
Yeah.
was in the house, no one knows that. Unless you've watched the film or read the book.
I don't really want to watch the film again.
No, I don't. But maybe we should have done to have an argument.
Well, I've never had an informed argument in my life, Mark, so I wouldn't worry about this.
That's it. You just shout and flap your arms around.
Is it who wins?
You might get someone who's like an avid Ozzer, I think they're called, who is listening to this and now decides not to listen to it because they've lost all respect for us.
Right, well, if you are the avid Ozzer, email in. Right?
Yeah.
Can't remember the email, but we'll put it at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Is it? So you don't agree with me?
No, I just can't get on board with slave owners, murderers,
I am
torturers.
not saying slave. I don't think the slave. Yeah, perhaps it is slave. She's enslaved. Yeah.
But you do you, Joe. You do you.
I'm telling you now, Mark. I haven't got a brother or sister. But if I did, and someone landed in a house on him, whether or not that's their fault, and then nicked the shoes.
You're strapping some wings.
What happens after they nick the shoes? Do you have a fucking sing-song? Follow the yellow brick road.
Yeah,
all that sort of fucking jazz.
Do you not think
There's
Dorothy's
no funeral,
traumatised? You can't use PTSD for the witch and not for Dorothy.
I'm not saying PTSD because I don't think PTSD's kicked in for either of them yet. It's still roaring in the moment.
Confusion. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
You're
but she's fucking
land.
happy, isn't she?
These things that could kill you easily start singing. You're going to join in. You're going to try and
I honestly,
be part of the crowd.
I'm pretty sure that if you had a crystal ball, Mark, and then you looked into that crystal ball and what you saw was your sister flattened underneath a house.
Yeah.
Some little shit
the witch didn't have,
nicking the shoes and then having a sing song and skipping up the bloody
yeah,
road.
I can see to that.
That's what I'm saying.
That would be...
You'd be fucked off.
Annoying.
Yeah. It's a fucker, as far as I'm concerned.
But she's still the wicked witch in my eyes.
Okay.
But I have actually warmed.
You've warmed to her.
A little bit to her.
Plus, if she's really that dangerous and water will melt her, why has nobody spat on her? Right?
Just in there.
There we have it. Villains who were heroes.
Tom or the wicked, wicked, wicked witch.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to emphasise the wicked part of the name.
No, well, anyway, as usual, big shout out to Northern Delinquency for doing the intro music.
Shout out!
Also, big thanks for Fraser for doing the artwork.
Big thanks.
If you want to keep up to date with what we're doing or even just give us a like or a cheeky message, go to Instagram, react to that pod.
And you can get in touch with us on our email at any time. That is reacttothatpod@gmail.com. Any ideas for episodes, we'd love to hear them.
Yes.
React to
that.